Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Manifest and Mindset podcast. I am your host, Cecilia, your mindset coach, manifestation mentor, and the founder of Manifest and Mindset, where I help women break free from stagnation, shift their inner world, and manifest the life of their dreams. If you're new here, I am so grateful that you found your way to this space. And if you've been listening for a while, welcome back. I see you, I appreciate you, and I am cheering you on every step of the way. In today's episode, we're diving into something deep, something transformational and necessary for your next level. Why owning your past sets you free. We're talking about how healing, radical self responsibility, and reclaiming your story unlock your true manifestation power and what it really means to free yourself from the weight of what's behind you so you can move forward with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Okay, let's get into it. I want to talk about the invisible weight of an unhealed past. Let's be real for a moment. So many of us feel stuck in life, and not because we don't have dreams, not because we're lazy, or not because we're not trying, but because we're silently dragging an invisible anchor behind us. And that anchor is our unprocessed past, like old wounds, shame, guilt, regret, resentment, and even trauma. And here's the thing I want you to hear loud and clear. You cannot manifest a new reality if your energy is still trapped in the old one. And as Neville Goddard teaches, your state of consciousness creates your reality. And if your state is rooted in pain or powerlessness from the past, even if it's subtle, it will shape everything you attract. I want to share with you a reframe that changed my life. And I know that it will change yours too. Your past is not a prison, it's a portal. I'm going to repeat that again. Your past is not a prison, it is a portal. So it means that it's not something that you need to run from, it's something that you have to move through. I want you to look at every experience you've had, even the painful ones, as a part of the preparation. Every heartbreak, every mistake, every failure, all of it has carved you into the woman who is capable of manifesting something extraordinary. But that only becomes true when you own it, when you stop blaming, when you stop hiding, when you stop avoiding. And instead, you say, yes, this happened. And I take full ownership of who I became because of it. And I get to decide who I become now. And that is radical responsibility. Speaking of which, let's talk about what radical responsibility is and what is not. It's not about blaming yourself. It's not about ignoring what others did. It's not about pretending pain did not happen. Radical responsibility is about recognizing I may not have caused it, but I am responsible for how I heal from it. I am responsible for how I carry it. I am responsible for the energy I bring into this next chapter. Tony Robbins says that the past does not equal the future unless you live there. So, if you want your future to be different, you have to stop living inside the echoes of your past. And you do that by choosing to take back your power. You do that by telling a new story. You do that by no longer letting your past define you. And right now, you might be wondering why this unlocks manifestation power. So let's talk about manifestation. Remember that you can do all the things like the vision boards, the affirmations, the scripting, the 555 method, the 369 manifestation, etc., etc. But if your inner story is still rooted in shame, in guilt, or fear, your energy will repel the very thing that you're trying to attract. Remember that Bob Proctor taught us that our paradigms, like our deeply rooted beliefs, run the show. So if your past led you to believe that you are unworthy, that success is unsafe, that love leads to pain, then guess what? Your subconscious will keep manifesting situations that match those beliefs. But when you own your story and you take responsibility for rewriting the narrative, that's when the energy shifts. You go from victim to creator. You go from wounded to powerful. You go from stuck to magnetic. And that is when manifestation becomes inevitable. So now let's talk about how to own your past and heal forward. So I'm going to give you 5 things that you can start doing right now. First one is face the truth. So I want you to ask yourself, what part of your past are you still avoiding? And as always, you guys know what I'm going to say. You need to journal on it. I am a firm believer that it needs to be written down, pen to paper, pen to journal, whatever, but with a pen, not digitally. So journal on it and bring it to light. Keep asking yourself questions until you get the answers. Second thing is forgive yourself. Remember that you were doing the best you could. That you were doing the best you could with the awareness and tools that you had at that particular time. Third thing is forgive others for you. And why I'm saying for you, I'm not asking you to condone what they did. No, I'm asking you to forgive others for you in order to set yourself free. The fourth thing is to reframe your story. Remember that every challenge brought you strength. Every delay brought you wisdom. So use it to reframe your story moving forward. And 5, declare your next chapter. So say it out loud. I own my story. I choose a new one now. I own my story. I choose a new one now. And I'm going to share something that I haven't shared in this podcast, that I haven't shared online. This episode is also for me as I'm moving, as I'm reframing my story, as I'm writing my next chapter. I survived a lot of things. I survived the death of my son. I survived miscarriage. I survived domestic violence. And I'm still here. And I'm still building. And I still believe that everything is going to get better. I still believe that my story is not done. I still believe that I have so many extraordinary things to achieve. So, all that to say that I know life is hard. I know horrible things happen to a lot of you. I know that it's not always easy. You're not always living the life that you want, that you dreamed of. But you have to keep believing that it's possible. You have to forgive yourself and others. You have to reframe your story. You have to heal your past in order to get to the better life that you know that you deserve, that you know is waiting for you, that you know that you're capable of having. If this episode is speaking to you and you're ready to finally let go of your past, rewire your mind, and manifest the life that you actually want, then I want to personally invite you to join my group coaching program. This is a 12-week transformational journey with the tools, the support, and the mindset shifts that you need to become the version of you who lives her dream life. So head to the link in the show notes or visit the website manifestandmindset.com to learn more and register. Spots are limited because I want to be able to focus on everyone. So this will be a small group. Okay, now your favorite part of the podcast, your weekly action steps. So here's what I want you to do this week after listening to this episode. 1. Write a letter to your past self and say everything that you've been holding in. Write everything that you can think of. And then forgive her, love her, thank her for all the lessons that everything she went through taught you. 2. List 3 experiences that you've been ashamed of and write one gift or one lesson that each of them gave you. 3. This week, I want you to say this affirmation out loud daily. I own my past. I reclaim my power. I choose to manifest a new story now. I own my past. I reclaim my power. I choose to manifest a new story now. DM me on Instagram at manifestandmindset_ and tell me your biggest takeaway from this episode. And if you enjoyed it, just put it in the story and tag me on Instagram. Okay, so let's talk about the final recap of this episode. So to manifest the life you want, you have to let go of the version of you who's still bound to the past. Because when you own your story, you stop running from your pain and you start creating from your power. So that's when your manifestations begin to flow. That's when the universe meets you halfway. All right, that's all I have for you today. And before you go, if this episode lit a fire in you, don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review. It helps so much. And if you want to connect directly, come find me on Instagram at manifestandmindset_. And you can send me a voice note, ask a question, or request a future topic. And I forgot to say that in the beginning. I want to apologize if my voice sounds a little hoarse because I'm coming back from a cold, but I still wanted to record this episode for this week. So I hope it was not too painful to hear. Okay, as always, let's close with a breath and affirmation together. So take a deep breath in and exhale. And repeat after me. I am not my past. I am the powerful creator of my future. I am not my past. I am the powerful creator of my future. I am not my past. I am the powerful creator of my future. Remember, you've got this. I believe in you. So now go manifest something magical. And see you next week. Bye.